how to find F1 tickets on eBay. I know this is the soccer channel and some of you are not going to like this. However, I believe that the principles of finding tickets is the same whether it's in F1 or in soccer or in NBA. However, it's more easy for me to explain to you using Formula 1 because it's very clear which tickets you need to chase. It's the one that he won, right? It's not so simple when it comes to NBA or soccer. For example, should I go after the Ronaldo hat trick or should I go after the Ronaldo debut World Cup? It's not so simple. However, in F1, it's very simple. Did he come in first place or not? Was it his debut race? It's very simple and clear cut in terms of which tickets that you should be targeting when it comes to F1. So I want to be sharing you how I do an F1 ticket search on eBay. Now the two websites that I use, the first one I use is simple Wikipedia. So if we go down here, all the way down here, you can see his appearances. And so let's take a look at his 2000 appearances. So his first appearance was at the 2007 Australian Grand Prix, and his first win was at the Canadian Grand Prix in 2007, as you can see off this graph. Now the second website that I would recommend would be something called racingstatistics.com. So down here you can see it's a more concise way of just looking at his wins and his pole positions. However, it gives you a nice list here. And so let's go on to eBay and let's start searching for F1 tickets. So I'm going to start my search on ebay.co.uk as usual, guys. Even in my soccer videos, I talk about this. We're not going to be using ebay.com. Instead, we're going to be using ebay.co.uk. If you don't live in Europe, if you are international like me, then you can click my other video where I talk about how I save on shipping from Europe. Anyways, guys, so let's get into this video. So I already know that a lot of these Lewis Hamiltons are not available. The reason why is because I bought them. So let's just do another person. I'm going to be doing Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz, Racing Statistics. So let's go take a look at Carlos Sainz and his career. So Wiki Carlos. And I don't know how you guys feel about Carlos Sainz. I really like his story. I like his drive. I like the fact that he's had many adversities and challenges throughout his career. In terms of hobby value, I'm not totally sure. I do think that whenever you're investing into a new sport, into an alternative sport especially, you should just be looking at the GOATs, which is probably Lewis Hamilton. And I do have a small placement on Max Verstappen. However, I don't invest in anybody else. I don't invest in Charles Leclerc. I don't invest in Landon Norris, just those two. But that's just my taste, guys. However, I'm going to be using Carlos Sainz because I know that I already purchased most of the items that are available for Lewis Hamilton. So let's take a look. Now, 2015, his debut. Let's go after his debut year, okay? So let's go after his 2015. The funny thing is this is actually Max Verstappen's debut year, so you can kind of think of it as vice versa. But anyways, so his first debut was in Australia. It's in Grand Prix Australia. So instead of using ebay.co.uk like I just said, let's go take a look at the Australian Australia eBay. Okay, let's go take a look at eBay Australia. Of course, it makes sense. I want to buy something from the Australian Grand Prix, then why not I purchase something from ebay.australia, right? I mean, so let's go in and you guys just watch and make sure you're careful whenever you're watching my video on my query. You have to learn the search commands that I'm showing you. Just be careful and mindful of that. And so 2015, 50. Australia. So if you just saw my search query, basically whatever you have in the parentheses, it's basically it's saying search for something that's 2015 or it includes 15 in the title. Some people, they don't like to do the full year, they just like to do the last 2 digits, so that's why I included that in there. And then also sometimes there's tickets available and sometimes there's paddocks. Paddocks are the VIP tickets for the people that go to these events. And these paddocks, if you want to actually attend, there's tens of thousands of dollars. Like these are for savage rich people, like in corporate clients. And so generally though, you want to be going after the paddock rather than the ticket. However, it's not often that it's going to be available. So let's take a look at what we find on here. Let's go to worldwide. Let's take a look. And currently, it doesn't seem like we're finding anything for Carlos Sainz's debut race. Now let's take another look and search something else. Let's say F1. F1. Okay, let's keep looking. So now I'm getting, whenever you type in ticket a lot too, guys, you're gonna get a lot of these Panini products. So what you want to do is minus Panini, okay? And it'll this and then also minus contenders. You're gonna want to do that to clear out the search. And then okay, so this is not exactly what we were looking for. However, this is his debut Singapore race. So if you look here, in 2015, he came 9th in 2015 for this race. Like I said though, guys, Carlos Sainz and Max Verstappen's rookie year was the same year, 2015. So you can also consider this to be Max Verstappen. So if I were to be purchasing this, I would say that this would be too expensive for me if it was Carlos Sainz. However, it's Carlos Sainz and Max Verstappen, so I do believe that this is a very good price. I already own a bunch of this one, so I'm not very interested. So let's take a look though if we can find his Australia debut, and it doesn't seem like we can find it. I'm going to do one more search, Formula One, and it doesn't seem like we're going to end up finding it. So I guess that we're not going to find his debut. However, we did find his Singaporean debut whenever it comes to here. And so if I was interested in collecting Carlos Sainz or Max Verstappen, basically what I would recommend you guys to do is basically go to ebay.co.au rather than UK or .com. The reason why, if you take a look at his these Wikipedias, most of these Grand Prix debuts, they happen in Australia. Like this, the beginning of the 2015 Australia, 16 Australia, 17 Australia, 18 Australia, 19 they had to cancel it, and then for 2020 they did it in Australia again. So as you can see, a lot of these debuts are coming from Australia. So if you want to get some of these rookies, some of these debut guys, you have to be going into ebay.australia rather than whatever country that you're technically using. Now let's go for another ticket, guys. Let's go for someone else next. So I will choose let's see. Okay, I will choose Lewis Hamilton. Or no, Lando Norris. Let's go with Lando Norris. I like Lando Norris as a driver personally. Career statistics. So let's go to his wiki, and then I'm gonna also on this side I'm gonna put in just gonna replace this with Lando Norris. All right, and it should pop up. And yep. Okay, so basically let's take a look at Lando Norris's career. So if we go down here, his rookie year was 2019, and this one's going to be a little harder to find perhaps, but let's take a try and stab at this. So let's see if we can find something on the Australian market. If not, we'll go over to the UK website and or even Germany if we don't find anything else. So let's type in 2019. Oops, 2019. 19 F1 paddock. Okay, let's see if we can find something on the Australian market, and we find something. So once again, we do find his Singaporean debut, and so that would be right here, guys. So he came in, let's see, 7th place here, and but that was his debut Singaporean Grand Prix. And so as you can see, it's available on the Australian website. And let's see if we can find anything else. This one's from his USA debut, and then also we see his Spanish Grand Prix debut, Abu Dhabi debut, and Monza debut. Oh, this one's actually a really good price. Mm. I might end up purchasing this one, guys. Let me take a look at this really quickly. Where does it ship from? Okay, so UK. So I can find this on the UK website. So I will probably end up purchasing this one. Just the reason why is because these Monza tickets, they're a little harder to find sometimes. So I will definitely be picking this one up personally. But you just saw just firsthand right now how I do a search, and I'm gonna end up buying this one. I'm gonna add this to my watch list. Okay. Anyways, guys, so let's, as you can see, I was able to find a couple of his rookie year paddocks. So if you want to go into this really quickly, I want to explain to you guys what a paddock is really quickly first off. So these are the VIP tickets. Oh, actually, this is not a real paddock. This is actually just a pass. Okay. I'll show you guys one whenever I find one. So let's go to ebay.uk now, guys. Okay, so Lando Norris's rookie year once again was 2019. So we'll do a search on the same search command, 2019-19 in parentheses, and then we'll do F1 Formula 1 Formel 1. That's for, I think some German people type in Formel 1, and then also Grand Prix. Okay, so it's basically the command is asking either have F1, Formula 1, Formula 1, or Grand Prix in the title. And then we'll do another one. It says ticket, paddock, or stub. And that's what we'll type into eBay. Now let's go to the worldwide. As you can see, some of the content that showed up on the AU site, the Australian website, is going to end up popping up. But some of them, they're not going to show up. We're going to see different content on here. So once again, we have the, oh, see, this is an actual paddock of the USA ticket that I was showing you guys. So this is an actual paddock. I've actually never seen the newer ones. I collect the older ones from Lewis Hamilton's rookie year. And so this is what basically a paddock. Basically, this ticket, if the person who used it spent tens of thousands of dollars to purchase this, and that's why the ticket's so cool. And you can submit this to PSA. But anyways, so this is actually Lando Norris's debut Grand Prix USA, and you can get it for about 70 pounds. Now let's keep on taking a look. So this one's of his China debut. That one's pretty cool. I'm sure that one's actually a lot more rare. And then as we go here, we have his Monaco debut, his Singapore debut, and then his Mexico debut as well. That's really cool. And his USA debut again. And yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of his debuts. However, it doesn't seem like the Australian debuts there. However, like I showed you guys, there's tons of options whenever it comes to buying Lando Norris. Like there's 2019, and for this one, I think this is a pretty good deal, actually, if you look at it. I mean, well, it's coming from Barbados. But if we were ignoring the fact that it was coming from Barbados, I do think this is a pretty good purchase. $24. Lando Norris's debut Singaporean pass right there, guys. And so basically, that's how I do it, guys. I basically go switch out. And I'm also, okay, well, basically, if I also wanted to search up his USA, let's say USA Grand Prix, it's in Indianapolis, I would basically go to ebay.com and look for it. So basically, guys, whenever you're looking for these Grand Prix tickets, you want to think logically and ask yourself, like, what platform will I be able to find this item in? Okay, for F1, it's so global, you're not going to be able to find everything you want on your eBay website, on ebay.com. For example, if I wanted a Grand Prix ticket from Japan, I'm not going to go to ebay.com. I'm going to go to Mercari. I'm going to go to Yahoo Auctions. I'm going to try to find it in the Japanese e-commerce sphere, right? The same goes with tickets like from Australia. I'm not going to go to ebay.com. That's too general. I'm going to be going into ebay.au, and perhaps the seller, he only ships to Australia, but you message him. A lot of these people, they're going to be willing to work with you, especially if you're buying bulk like I do. So guys, that's how you do an F1 search. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Thank you much.